Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate broker Lynn Fairfield of RE/MAX Suburban based out of Libertyville, Illinois. Lynn has been listing and selling homes in and around northern Illinois and Kenosha County, Wisconsin since 1985. She has a reputation of putting her clients' and customers' needs ahead of her own. Her goal as a RE/MAX real estate agent is to have her clients experience excellence. She believes that excellence is an attitude, a commitment to being the best you can be. Lynn participates in the RE/MAX Miracle Home Program. For every home she sells, she makes a donation to Children's Miracle Network. Lynn is a broker, a relocation specialist, a member of $24 Million Club, Chairman's Club for RE/MAX Suburban. She's also listed on RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Top Referring Agent, Above the Crowd, Platinum Club, 15 years of service with RE/MAX Suburban, Top Agent, and Best Real Estate Agents in America 2016. All right, with all that said, Lynn, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Keith. Thanks for having me.
And Lynn, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
I kind of came into it as a lifelong experience. My family was a military family. My husband was in the military, and we moved frequently. We did a lot of moving, a lot of different parts of the country, even outside of the country. So I felt like I was an expert in how to move and how to move quickly. And I really relied on the realtor in a lot of cases because I had to make quick decisions on where we were going to live when we were transferred, as did my family.
And do you think you could talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
You know, I have a very strong work ethic. Again, it's that disciplined military background that I grew up with and also have continued. I think the other thing that I firmly believe in is education. Education in our field and of real estate is key because it's been a changing market. Some of the education that has been offered to us helps with people finding best solutions to homeowners to sell their home, to help homeowners buy a home, to help people who are maybe in financial issues or people navigate what you would call our real estate market a little bit easier based on knowledge that I've gained over the years. So I think education and a strong work ethic have really contributed to my success in this business.
And do you think you can give us an example of when these traits have played a role in your path toward success?
Well, as everybody knows, there was a really big market downturn. We're clawing our way out of it in the northern Illinois suburbs, but we still have some communities that have not quite recovered, and there is still a short sale market. There is still a foreclosure market. Sometimes helping people navigate financial and emotional devastation that comes with that is very difficult. I have a certified distressed property expert designation. I have helped many families navigate the paperwork, the logistics, the nightmare basically of having to short sell their house and move on to either a new property, or actually most of them move on to a rental, but a lot of them are coming back and moving into new houses. I've helped them do that too. But yeah, that's been what's really, I can point to, really helped me become successful in a changing market.
And I think whenever somebody builds a successful business or a career, that sometimes the path to get there is filled with bumps in the road along the way. Can you talk a little bit about some of the adversities and trials that you've had to overcome to achieve your goals?
I don't know that I've had any adversity per se that wasn't market driven. Whether it's been a change in the way the financing's been done, or the change in the market downturn. I think mostly I've made career path choices. I changed brokerage firms. I've just basically to get a different outlook on how I would do business versus everybody else, or versus the average realtor. And I think that's helped me direct where I want to go with my career goals. I also think that it's helped my clients because I have been able to give them better service based on my career choices by changing brokerage firms and coming to a broker. It has an extensive relocation facet to it, and I'm able to personally call the agent where they would relocate to versus having to send it through a corporate process where, there's several levels of people before they actually get to the agent that they're going to work with in the next community. So I've liked that. That's been something that's helped me. I think in terms of stumbling blocks, I have tried to make myself educated about the changes that have come to the marketplace, and by doing that, I've been able to help my clients through anything that changed in terms of whether it's been a marketing aspect of, gee, we can get great photos and visual tours for your homes, or whether it's been, we need to look at how we're going to get your house, save your house from foreclosure. So there's been a wide range of different aspects that I've been able to navigate based on being able to communicate and educate myself.
And I guess, as these obstacles come up for you, what kept you going despite these obstacles? Why didn't you give up? What was your driving force?
Well, it's my career. It's my job. It's what I do. I help people buy, sell, relocate, move. I get up in the morning and I think this is the best job I've ever had. This is an awesome job. I get to meet different people. I get to do what I love. Every day I get to meet new people. I face a few new challenges, whether it be a buyer who didn't get the house they wanted to negotiate on because we were in a multiple offer, or whether it's somebody who has to say, hey, I want to sell my house today. I just got a job that I'm moving to California for. Whatever that is, I get to help those people make their largest financial decision, and it brings a lot of different facets to the table, whether it's I have kids who are going to have to move during the middle of the school year, or we want to wait till the end of the school year, or my employer wants me there tomorrow. Whatever that is, I face it with a positive outlook and doing my best to help those people move forward and do what they need to accomplish in their life.
And Lynn, I guess kind of looking forward, what's your vision for your business and your career over the next 5 years?
I see a lot of first-time home buyers coming into the market. I see a lot of people who didn't come into the market because of the market downturn. They were a little gun-shy. I see a lot of people who did have to short sale or were foreclosed on that are able to come back into the market. So I see the potential for great market growth in our area. I see a potential, when people talk about real estate, a lot of times when they say how's the market, what they're really asking me is how are prices. They're not asking how home houses are selling, because I've sold houses all along. When I say market downturn, I still sold houses in all those years. It was not at the prices that people were wanting, or the 2007 pricing, but I still sold houses. I still had a career. I still had buyers and sellers. What people want to know is have prices come back. And the answer in our area is somewhat. In some communities they have, some in others they haven't. But if you look at the historical viewpoint of where the market was and where it is now, we are at the beginning of an appreciation cycle. We're starting to get back to where we're seeing year over year. I guess it's only been 2, but we're seeing year over year appreciation. We saw a good, strong spring market. I see that moving forward again in this next business cycle. I see that our housing market has new construction in it where we haven't before. I see that our housing market has people that are actively looking for homes again, and so we're seeing sellers being able to get a better price for their home as well.
And I guess kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way that you market yourself as a real estate professional so that you can have continual growth?
Well, again, that goes back to my strong work ethic. I do a lot of things that support the community, and I think by giving back into the community, that makes all the rest of it come to you. I've been a top donator to Children's Miracle Network, which is our basic charity for RE/MAX. I also have served as the Northern Illinois RE/MAX chairman of the Susan G. Komen fundraising efforts. I also have donated to the Northern Illinois Food Bank, and I'm a big believer in giving back. And I give back with my time, I give back with my talent, I give back with my money or treasure or donation, as you would say. I think you have to find what makes sense for you to do. because I've been affiliated with some of these causes, I've had people who have come to me for real estate needs. I also do a lot of marketing to the people that I've sold homes to prior, people that I've worked with prior. I've done community events that I've sponsored. So I think that because of that gives me the going forward that I need to have a strong, successful real estate business.
And Lynn, I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value that they provide from both a buyer and a seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
You know, in today's market, I really think that people think they can dial up one of those websites like Zillow or Trulia and find all they need to know about it, real estate, and they can buy a house. And they look at us as basically door openers. And that's just not the case. They forget that we have negotiation skills, the knowledge we bring to the transaction, because there's so many facets to the transaction, from, you know, initially opening that door and educating people about the market, because maybe we opened a door for them and they looked at a house, but they didn't look at all of what was available, and that's part of where my skill set comes in. I'm able to talk to people about their needs, their wants, and say, well, did you consider this? The other thing that I'm able to help them with is drafting the contracts, making sure we have the disclosure information that's correct, arranging for inspections, helping them navigate the financial part of it by recommending lenders, meeting the appraisers. A lot of times in our market, because it is a changing market, we have appraisals that don't necessarily meet what was set on the contract, and that can be a whole nother skill set of, gee, how do we get this appraisal changed, or how do we negotiate with the seller for a different price? All of that I bring to the transaction, and that comes from years of selling homes, years of negotiating for buyers, years of negotiating for sellers, and bringing that to the table so that we have a successful transaction and that there is a closing.
And let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend, and they're in another state and they want to sell their home. Now, obviously, with your experience and probably with your connections, you could easily look up another agent and do a referral. But from a general advice standpoint, what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
I think the most important part about picking an agent is to pick somebody that listens to you and that you connect with. And a lot of times that connection can be that, gee, the person that I'm talking to knows the market the best, or the person that I'm talking with has time for me, and it's going to be on an individual basis because it is really different. I love to be able, when my family member calls me or a friend, I love to be able to make that direct connection on the other end with an agent, and a lot of times that's what I do for them is I pick the phone up and I'll say, you know what, let me see who does that market you're moving to. Let me ask some questions. And I ask the realtors, and then I'm able to give that client of mine or that family member, here's some people that I've talked to. Give them a call. See what you think of them and if one of them meets your needs. And then I'm able to also place a referral for them. But I do like to actually be involved in a little bit of that interview process if they'll let me, because I do know my family members.
And obviously based out of Libertyville, Illinois, the northern Chicago suburb area. And if somebody's looking for real estate services or an agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
I have a pretty good web presence. They can look at my website at bestlakecountyhomes.com. They can friend me on Facebook. I have a Facebook real estate page. They can pick up the phone and give me a call on my cell phone. That's the best way to get me directly.
Excellent. Well, Lynn, obviously want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come here today and share all your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Lynn, you can go to her website, like she said. Also below this interview, we'll have a link to her site and any other contact information we have so you can see how she can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.